Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com for life coaching and mentoring. It's Sunday morning, bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. I want to get into my study group for warriors. I do this every week. I got 1 or 2 new subscribers. You guys will catch up on how this works. I'm just going to go through my notes and give you guys some extra lessons to think about for your Sunday. Not everybody needs it. Not everybody wants it. Many of you guys just want more train wreck content of hearing about my fucked up life. I'll tell you another story about how much of a loser I used to be some other time. Let's try to empower ourselves, give ourselves something to think about for the day. Let's get into it. Do you know what the signs of the end are? The end of times? You know what the signs of the end? You think that we're in the end? Might be. The end of times will be marked by disputes. We certainly are seeing that. Lots of disputes. Everybody's fighting. You might be fighting in your household. You might be fighting with your neighbors. I was talking with a guy at the gym the other day who was having an awful feud with his neighbors. I don't have problems with my neighbors. Everybody on this block is terrified of me, and that's exactly the way they should be. The end of times will be marked by division. You're seeing that. You say blue, someone's going to say red. You say up, someone's going to say down. Everyone is dividing up over everything, it feels like. And I think it's the internet that is doing this to us. You notice how people don't really come at you sideways in person. I don't have anybody talking shit to me in person, ever. Ever. They don't even whisper it when I walk away. Nothing. Motherfuckers are purely respectful to me. I get nothing but love, hugs, fist bumps, loyalty. That's in person. Online, whole different story. Motherfuckers feel safe. You guys feel so safe, don't you? Everyone out there watching thinks that you're safe, aren't you? Like I couldn't show up at your house. Well, how could he? He doesn't know where I live. The end of times will be marked by deception. There's a lot of deception going on. Look at your politicians. Look at the media. Look at you. Living that fake-ass life. Pretending to be one way, but you're really the next. And everybody's doing it. Degeneracy. Seems like almost everybody, not everybody, almost everybody's a fucking degenerate. And when you meet somebody who isn't, man, they really stand out and they look like a weirdo. But God bless those people. If you're not a degenerate, God bless you. I love you. I am so sick of degeneracy. I often wondered, did I die and go to hell? Is this hell? It sometimes fucking feels like it. The world is in devastation. That's another one. Sign of end times, devastation. Notice how these are all D's. I guess it makes it easier to remember. Desperation. That's another one. The whole world is desperate. Desperate over everything. Desperate for food. Desperate for freedom. Desperate for love. Desperate to be heard. Desperate to be accepted. The final thing that you'll recognize when it's the end of times, sign of the end of times, is deliverance. Not everybody makes it. Not everybody makes it. That should be the 11th commandment. You might not make it. You might have to start practicing purity. You might have to start practicing your faith. You got to wonder what comes after the end. Let's go on to the next one. Let's talk about marriage. I was listening to a talk on marriage, promoting the idea of marriage. There's many of you out there that are against marriage, make these declarations about marriage is awful, it's terrible, I'll never do it again, the worst thing that ever happened to me. Now you're all just traumatized and trying to push your trauma onto others as if it's wisdom. Isn't it funny how people think that there's wisdom in their trauma? Typically the wisdom comes when you've gotten over the trauma, not while you're still triggered by it. Your triggers are not wisdom. They're just your weaknesses. Let's talk about marriage. Why do you get married? What's the point of getting married? Now, I'm not married, so I'm not here as a married man to look down my nose at all you single guys and tell you why you should be just like me or why I have it better than you, why I'm more of a man than you because I got married. I haven't been able to find the right woman either. A lot of you guys haven't been able to find the right one, and I haven't either. I've been in several relationships, and I've even given a diamond ring to a woman. I asked a woman to marry me, and before the wedding, in that in-between time of when we were engaged and we were planning the wedding, she cheated on me with 3 of my friends. And this was my dream girl. Absolutely. She was an angel sent from heaven that I prayed for every night and that I was thankful for when I finally got her. And she was the most beautiful, the most innocent, pure, angelic woman that I could ever imagine. And it turns out I was 100% wrong. My dream girl was a dirty whore. But let me try to convince you of why marriage is a good idea. Marriage is different than a girlfriend because of the ceremony. I mean, you can say you love your girlfriend and you can say I'll be with you forever, and you guys can make some sort of pact on your own while you're sitting around in bed eating cookies, but it doesn't really mean anything. A ceremony is a public display. So there's a reason why you sign a marriage license. There's a reason why you bring in a priest or a rabbi or an imam. In the Muslim faith, is it the imam that marries you? Who marries you in the Muslim culture? I know I got a couple guys from Egypt on here. Tell me about that. What is your marriage ceremony like in the Muslim faith? But there's a reason why you have all your family, your friends. You have a triumvirate there. You have God, you have the government, and you have your family and your community. All there to watch you go through this ceremony so you could profess to the world, to the spirit world, to the government, to everyone that that's my woman. Everybody keep your damn hands off her. Keep your little grubby hands and eyes off her. That's mine. She's mine. But also to tell her that I love you, and to tell her this in front of everyone, and to promise her with your vow that I will be with you forever. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to punk out. I'm not going to bitch out. I'm not going to run off. And that vow holds you to that relationship. You have an obligation. It's so much more serious when you go through the ceremony than when you just sit there in your underwear, your sweatpants on your bedroom carpet saying, yeah, baby, why don't we just be together forever? That seems convenient. So you hold yourself to the highest standard of commitment, basically. That's what it is. Let's talk about porn. I suggest people stop looking at porn. Porn's harmful. It desensitizes you. It ruins what sex is. Sex is supposed to be a romantic giving of yourself and a giving of an experience, of a spiritual experience. You give that to your woman. It's the closest that you two can be together in front of God, is when you are inside of her, wrapped up with her in a loving, romantic form of sex. Now, there's nothing wrong with husband and wife getting jiggy with a little hate sex. You know, you're frustrated at the end of the week, you don't really care about that romantic romp, and you just want to flip her over and pile drive her. Hey, there's nothing wrong, but that's you do with your wife and your wife only, and that, even that has its therapeutic, results. But you want to dedicate yourself to one woman, and that means that you stop looking at other women. That means you stop engaging in lust. Lust is a sin. Looking at porn is lust. Looking at porn is a sin. Looking at porn is cheating on your wife. You shouldn't see any other boobies or butts than your wife's. If there's a naked woman in a movie, you should avert your eyes. Absolutely. This is self-control of your sexual impulse. This is what masculinity and manhood stands upon, is somebody who has self-control. You can show how powerful you are by fully dedicating yourself to one woman. Go ask your grandfather. My grandfather's only seen one ass, one pussy, one set of tits. He's only motorboated one chick before, and that's my grandma. We don't know what he did in World War II. My grandfather doesn't talk about World War II much, and we don't know. But I assume that he was an innocent soldier and didn't do anything naughty on on any of his leaves. I had a guy tell me all about the Philippines one time. One of his leaves in the Philippines. The Philippines is a dirty, disgusting place of sin. Oh my God. What you guys do in the Philippines is the naughtiest, nastiest, craziest stuff, and I don't want to hear it. My innocent ears can't take it. And some of you military guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about some scams. There's a lot of fucking scams out there. These fucking TV preachers, they're all scams. You know the ones. There's a whole list of them, right? I can't think of the list off the top of my head. I should have wrote a list, just in case you're watching one of them. The only reason why I bring it up is because some people who find God, who turn to Christianity because they may get saved, you know, that kind of thing. A lot of them get turned on to evangelical Christians rather innocently because the message sounds good. And you may watch on TV and you feel like that you're engaging in spirituality, but you're not. What you're engaging in is a fraudulent broadcast that's designed to get your money. And these preachers, these TV preachers specifically, they will twist the word of the Bible to where that they will cherry pick stories and misrepresent them in order to push an agenda of usually of abundance. You notice how a lot of these people have this kind of motivational talk about abundance, and many of you out there are just about to receive a blessing and they're talking about making money, and all these poor people in the audience are thinking, yeah man, I want to win the lottery, I want to be rich. But what he's doing is justifying his own wealth. They talk about giving, in the spirit of giving, and what he's doing is talking about the spirit of you giving to him. It's priming the water so when they pass around that plate, well, I've already just talked about for 45 minutes the spirit of giving. And people like Joel Osteen, they live in $35 million mansions, and you get these broke motherfuckers that come up to their church every single week. And he twists the word and strings them along, so it's truly a scheme, a scam. They're just part of the get-rich-quick hustlers. The preachers are just get-rich-quick hustlers. You have a lot of online coaches. I do life coaching. And I realize, as I've started my life coaching business over the last couple of years, that there's an aspect of it that is fraudulent, that people are using it to scam people. I'm not going to name names, although I want to. And some of you already know who these scam artists are. And they put themselves across as these kind of shallow motivational speakers with this millionaire image. That's always a scam. People showing off their wealth is a scam. It's bait. Real millionaires don't need you to know that they're a millionaire. Somebody trying to trick you of something does need you to know that, because it's bait. They promise you big money with very little experience. You don't need a whole lot of experience. Just follow my program. You'll make all this money. That's always a lie. If it's a program that you don't have to be an expert in, you don't need any expertise. You just need to buy the program. I'll teach you. Buy my $2,000 program. It's always a lie. They tell you that you could get 50 to 100% return within the first year of your investment. It's always a lie. These people are not actually helping you find ways to get more money. They're just trying to find ways to get money out of you. They're stringing you along. And you guys know about pyramid schemes. I don't need to explain them. That's another scam that's happening online. Are you desperate for love? Let's make this the last one. A lot of people out there are desperate for love. Never be desperate for anything. But if you are desperate for love, stop looking. Stop your search now. Stop it today. Stop it right now. Right now, you're no longer in that search for love. You're not looking anymore. You're not going to look anymore. What you're going to do is work on self. There's a 6,000-year-old proverb. It came out long before the Bible was ever even a wet dream, long before Judaism or Christianity or Muslim, long before monotheistic religions, long before the Greeks, the Romans. And it goes like this: those who don't go within, go without. Those who don't go within. If you don't go within yourself, you go without. You will go without love. If you don't go within and work out your shit, you will go without love. You will go without success. You will go without reaching your goals. You will go without money, without survival, without safety. You have to go within. That's where everything starts. That's the beginning of this journey. Food for thought.